Hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. So I had a few questions about the bigger picture ADA chart to get a bit of an understanding of context and a refresher on the all-time high targets. I have to highlight one thing. You can check out several coins and our all-time high targets for several coins in our long-term video playlist. You find that on our channel. Of course, not for all coins that we offer, but we are adding to it regularly. And I'm going to add this updated long-term video also to this playlist, okay? So we do that because I can't, in every video I can't, always repeat the long-term targets and everything. It would be quite boring, especially because they are not really changing throughout this bear market anyway. But we have here a potential 1-2-1-2 setup, and the second 1-2 setup is what we can use to calculate our all-time high targets for the next bull run. First of all, I need to mention, though, we need a reliable low in place. We haven't got that for the ADA chart. Okay, so I haven't got any reliable low in place at the moment for ADA. Very important to understand. Now, this is a bit cut off in the beginning, but that just has to do with the chart. There are other charts that show this movement in the beginning. That's not so important for this here. I just did choose the Binance ADA tether chart because it is the most reliable one that I found. Normally I try to use the USD charts, but the ones I had for ADA, they produced glitches and were not very accurate. So what is the all-time high target? So first of all, we can see that looking at the bigger picture, the wave 1 here peaked in May 21. And this wave 1 that peaked in May 2021 was basically the end of the bull run, okay, based on Elliott wave perspective. Now, we have a bit of a different perspective than many analysts, but Elliott wavers typically call the end of a wave 1 here the end of the bull market. Similar story for Bitcoin. So that means the bear market has lasted much longer than many people would think. Also on the Bitcoin chart, where this high here was actually in December, I think December 2021, this is actually where many people would believe the bear market started. In fact, it actually started in May, but it doesn't really matter. That's just sort of the technical side of things. Now looking at bull market targets, we have to take the length of the wave 1. We go to the low of this bear market. Now I can only really go by the low that we've already made, but it doesn't really make a great difference. You can see that even if I shift it down to 15 cents, it will not change a lot. Just we talk about cents here. But let's go to the current low around 22, 23 cents. Again, we talk about a few cents difference here. Talk about the minimum target of around $4.20. $4.20 would be the absolute minimum you would expect for a third wave rally. Ideally a bit higher. $5.15 would be the next target, and then even $6 or $6.60 are realistic for this third wave, but the minimum is important. Extensions are always possible and have to be expected above that level, but we cannot forecast these at this stage. Just note that they are probably going to be very likely, and we're going to track them as we go, okay? And then the subwave structure will tell us a bit more about potential all-time high targets. Now, that means we can now focus on the more imminent price action. By the way, after that third wave, we should see a wave 4, which is usually very boring, can be very long time-wise, yeah, typically not very deep. And then we get a wave 5 and another wave 4 and another wave 5. So it can push eventually quite high. Now, looking at the structure, you can see we're coming down in a C wave, which is a 5-wave move of this all-time high. And it currently looks as if we are in the 4th wave still. It would have been great. I mean, there was a potential to complete the bear market here already, but ADA failed to rally impulsively. So looking at this structure and the sideways action, we see a triangle. We consider the triangle a wave 4 with one more low to come. This doesn't have to happen. ADA already fulfilled, let's say, its duties in this bear market. It came down low enough, but without an impulse to the upside, I have to expect trend continuation. And to be fair, the fact that we broke down in 3 waves, rallied in 3 waves, broke down again in 3 waves, rallied initially in 3 waves, it just throws the idea of a triangle up. And a triangle is an ABCDE structure. It could be the D wave is already finished. Maybe we see a bit of an extension of the D wave. But eventually this structure would suggest another bear market low unless we can see an impulsive rally above 38 cents. That's for me the level where I would say, okay, the triangle probably not going to work out. then we would emphasize the yellow wave count. The yellow wave count is currently there just for info. I'm tracking it. This is what I would need to see to consider something more bullish for ADA. But at the moment, we're not there. Okay, so at the moment, the sideways action that we've seen represents a balance of forces. There is only some movement on the microstructures. So I think the idea of a triangle that I started to track many weeks ago has so far been correct. But Elliott wave analysis also tells us when we have to change our perspective, which would be above 38 cents. So if I zoom in a little bit, now we go to the 4-hour chart first. You can see that this C wave, which is the C wave of the triangle with a D wave to come and an E wave to come, it topped here probably on the 14th of July. And then we started the D wave, which is an ABC structure. We completed that probably already here with this swing low on the 7th of August. Continuation is still possible as long as we are still in the descending wedge. So it has done enough, but it could also still get another low, okay? But at the moment, we're exploring the idea if this correction is already over. But to confirm that, I need to see a break above the descending wedge, upper boundary line, okay? So what I'm essentially saying is the D wave of the triangle could already be finished because it reached our minimum target that was at the time 28.8 cents and it reacted. However, it would need to hold 28.6 cents, which is now really a micro perspective we're taking here, to really confirm to us that this low is already in. And I would really need to see in a first instance a break above 29.3 cents, which is actually here. Oh, 1 second, where are we? Oh yeah, here. The C wave high, yeah. We'd need to see a break above that level to confirm that a low is in. And better would be a break above the descending wedge upper boundary line. So this is really a micro perspective that I would, and those levels need broken to confirm that here in this ABC structure that we've already started the last wave of the triangle, which is the E wave. I know a lot of waves and letters, but you can always rewatch it. But that is needed to bring across what this essentially says. So essentially, this E wave of the triangle is an ABC structure, and we're exploring if we're already in the E wave. And that's only a valid thought as long as we are above 28.6 cents. This otherwise, if we break below that level, the D wave could easily still continue. Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. It can easily continue because the D wave still has a lot of space, as you can see. This is the entire box it could use if it has to. But we're exploring, obviously, the potential beginning of a new corrective rally. But bear in mind, it's just a corrective rally. That's sort of essentially what we're tracking. And then if we're already in the E wave, which we don't have to be because this was quite a shallow D wave, but if we're already in wave E, then the C wave should be a 5-wave move and take us into the 31-32 cent region. That's my update about ADA. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.